Second half of action 2 minutes away from Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana. The road squad, the Iowa Hawkeyes, lead the Indiana Hoosiers 38-28 alongside Andrew Hillsman. My name is Quincy Bell. Lamar Wilkerson in that first half really struggled with foul trouble. He did not get to play that many minutes, only 5 points for Wilkerson. The leading scorer for Indiana is Tayton Connerway with 10 points, 5 of 8 from the field. On the other side for Iowa, Bennett Sturts, as you would expect, leading the scoring for Iowa with 14. Banks has thrown in 9 points as well. Andrew, it was a very weird first half. Both teams struggled offensively out of the gate and then really picked it up in the back half of that first frame.
Yeah, it was an odd first half for sure. Indiana, just struggled to put points on the board in those first couple of minutes, and then they got better. They got a little bit better, and then Iowa just had whatever they wanted at the rim, outside. Indiana was 1 for their last 7 to end the half, and I don't think it's entirely because of Wilkerson's only playing 16 minutes. You would like to have him out there for the majority of the half, but he only really plays, he's not a guy that's going to play every single minute of a half. Wilkerson plays 32 minutes a game. He's right on target for that if he plays the same amount in this half. So he hasn't shot the ball as much as you would have expected. DeVries is 2 for 6, but Connerway has been the best player on the floor. He's had a couple of steals, has 3 assists. He's been by far the best player on the floor for Indiana, but nobody else has really helped him at all. Enright had that 1 3, but he's 1 for 6. So it's just not really coherent and cohesive for Indiana right now in this game.
Well, they have 10 points to make up against a smothering Iowa Hawkeye defense. That's what Ben McCollum teams like to pride themselves on. He was the coach at Northwest Missouri State for a very long time, won 4 D2 national titles when he was there. His first year in Division I, wins over 30 games with the Drake Bulldogs, and then makes the step up to the Big Ten. McCollum, an overall record of 425-95. And Indiana has some work to do if they want to give him career loss number 96. Iowa will have the first possession of the second half, moving from right to left as we view it from Assembly Hall. It's Cooper Koch to inbound from right in front of the courtside fans at midcourt. On the court for Indiana, Connor Enright goes to the bench in favor of Nick Dorn, who's out there with Wilkerson, Connerway, Alexis, and Tucker DeVries.
Well, you talk about the identity of a Ben McCollum coach team. They're going to play slow, and they're going to shut you down on defense. This is the 5th best scoring defense in the country, and they're playing like it.
Sturts walks it across the timeline and feeds Cale Combs, who feeds it top of the key to Tavion Banks. Now Sturts curling off of a screen. Drives into the lane, bounce pass down low to Banks, who gets the reverse layup to fall off the glass.
Yeah, just a flat start on the first possession. Indiana struggled on their first defensive possession last half as well, so coming out of the gates a little slow.
Iowa leads it 40-28. Tayton Connerway, left of center, will walk to the top of the key. Crossing over, getting to the right elbow, now back up top for Tucker DeVries. Just 10 to shoot for Indiana. Connerway will now drive down the right side. Goes right to the rack and lays it off glass with the right hand.
If he's going to have a lane to the basket, I like his ability to put the ball up and, finish around some tree limbs in there and just trying to get some good buckets going. He's been playing real well.
40-30 the lead for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Sturts driving into the center of the lane, stops, kicks it back up top for Tavion Banks. Now back to Sturts. Bounce pass back to Tavion Banks. And he ran over.
They'll get a blocking foul.
He ran over DeVries, but they will call DeVries for the blocking foul. Indiana has started the second half well in their last couple of games. Went on a run against Michigan State to eventually tie that game up late. And then against Nebraska, they took a 9-point lead and ballooned it to a 16-point lead in a game they eventually lost. So they're going to need another good start to this second half to get fully back in this one. Sturts drives, kicks it back outside. 3 up top is too long from Tavion Banks. Nick Dorn corrals the rebound. Tayton Connerway will slowly walk things up into the front court left of center. Wilkerson and Dorn looking to get open. Now it's DeVries who throws up a floater, a lob for Alexis, who jams.
Well, that'll help get this crowd back into it. About as high as Alexis could go to get that ball. He needed to get there. That was a high lob from DeVries.
40-32 Iowa. Maniau to Sturts at the top of the key, spinning against Conaway. Now down low, Maniau underneath to Banks. Now back outside for Combs. Sturts gets it back, kicks it into the far corner. Koch, a three. No good. It rattles off the heel, and Alexis corrals the board.
Indiana got away with trying to help in the lane there. Left open a three-pointer in the near side corner.
Conaway attacks baseline. He's right underneath the hoop, looking to kick things out. He fires it too high for Nick Dorn and off the scorer's table, out of bounds.
Well, that's the second time in this game we've seen Conaway kind of just get stuck near the baseline. It reminds me a lot of what happened to Braden Smith in his freshman year. He liked to just drive to the baseline, and then he just kind of got stuck, and Conaway just threw it away there. You don't want to waste the timeout this early, so it's okay to turn that over there, but not something you want to happen again.
Well, last time he got called for a 5-second violation. This time he tried to go for the pass, but too high for Nick Dorn. Iowa with the possession back. It's Bennett Sturts on the right wing. Now Cooper Koch plays catch with Sturts, who gets it back. Working on Sam Alexis, throws up a floater, left it way short, didn't hit the rim. Conaway has it, long outlet pass for Wilkerson. He'll attack one-on-one, up at the layup, no good, but he got fouled on his way up by Cooper Koch. So Wilkerson will head to the line for 2 shots. He had just 5 points in that first half on 2 of 5 shooting, 1 of 3 from downtown.
Yeah, Koch caught him on the right hand. I think this is something that needs to be a focus in this half for Indiana, just trying to hunt out contact and see if you can make your way back into this game at the line.
Wilkerson is shooting 78% from the line on the year, and he makes his first. 40-33, the lead for the Iowa Hawkeyes with 17:30 to go in the game. Same lineup on the floor for Indiana. It's Dorn, Alexis, Wilkerson, Conaway, and DeVries. Second one is good from Wilkerson. It's a 6-point deficit, 40-34. The Assembly Hall crowd starts to make some noise to help will their Hoosiers back in this one. Bennett Sturts standing on the Indiana State outline logo, guarded by Tatum Conaway. Gets a screen from Maniau. Sturts now down low. Maniau on the bounce pass. Indiana fans wanted to travel. He kicks it outside for Combs. 8 to shoot. Combs in the lane. Floater, good.
Yeah, Maniau, I think, got away with a little extra step or two there.
Conaway up ahead for Indiana. Looking to attack again on the drive, but he's chopped off by Koch. Dribble handoff to Tucker DeVries on the right wing. He's backing it down on Sturts. Sturts popped it out of his hand, but DeVries gets it back. Now he runs over Sturts. No foul called. Conaway, corner. Dorn fires it up and hits. Nick Dorn with a huge main three, his first points of the game, and Indiana trails by 5, 42-37. Assembly Hall is starting to get loud. Maniau at the free throw line, kicks it to Banks, now back up top for Bennett Sturts. He'll drive right side of the lane, throws up a floater. He got blocked by Lamar Wilkerson from behind. Dorn, outlet pass to Lamar, top of the key, drops it back for DeVries. Dorn, wing, 3, no good, it's off, but DeVries had the rebound. It got batted out of his hands. Indiana will keep the possession with 16:13 to go.
Well, it was close. I wouldn't be shocked if McCollum wants to look at this, but I think this is going to stay with Indiana. He doesn't want to waste that timeout. This is big time momentum right now for Indiana. They need a string of plays to go their way.
DeVries from under his own basket throws up top for Tatum Conaway. Now Wilkerson, top of the key. He lets the 3 fly. He leaves that one short, clanking off the front iron, but Dorn collects the loose ball. DeVries gets it back on the right wing. He's one-on-one against Bennett Sturts. Fires the 3. Leaves it short. Alexis couldn't get the rebound. It's tapped into the hands of Bennett Sturts.
Just not a smart shot at all from Tucker DeVries on that possession. No reason to force that.
Sturts at the top of the key gets a screen from Maniau. Now on the wing. Driving is Cale Combs. Now back up top for Sturts. 13 to shoot for Iowa. Sturts drives left side of the lane. Pump fakes. Goes up, and he got fouled by Tatum Conaway. Caught him in the air with the pump fake. And we will head to our first media timeout of the second half. Iowa leads it by 5, 42-37 with 15:37 to go in the game. You're listening to Indiana basketball on 99.1 WIUX. 5 points, the deficit for the Indiana Hoosiers. They trail Iowa 42-37 with 15:37 to go in the game. Through the first stretch of play in this second half, Andrew, they outscored Iowa 9-4.
Well, that's a good sign to get them, back on the right track. But you feel like this segment, these next 4 minutes until you get to the under 12, are the most crucial point of this game. Not just because it's the next 4 minutes, but The momentum is well on Indiana's side right now. The fans are all the way in it.
Bennett Sturts at the line for 2 shots. He makes the first free throw. Bennett Sturts is a guy who has followed Ben McCollum throughout his whole coaching career. He played his first 2 years at D2 Northwest Missouri State, then transferred to Drake last year with Ben McCollum, and now he's the star for the Iowa Hawkeyes. He hits his second free throw, and Iowa leads at 44-37. Enright back in the game for Indiana. He'll walk it up into the front court and hand off to Wilkerson. Finds DeVries at the top of the key. Now in the near corner for Wilkerson. He'll drive baseline on Sturts. Beat him right to the bucket. Lays it up. No good. Nice help defense from Manya, who has the board. And Wilkerson right past Sturts in that corner, but Manya flying in, contested the shot, forced the miss. On the left wing, it's Cale Combs. Will walk to the top of the key and feed to Tavion Banks. Now Sturts up top for Tate Sage, now in the corner for Combs. He'll curl around to the free throw line, throw up a floater, missed it off the heel, but high for the rebound is Banks. Looking to go back up against DeVries now, kick it back outside. Banks with it back. Now over to Sturts right wing. Step back on Enright. Deep three. Got knocked to the ground by Connor Enright. He commits the foul. Bennett Sturts will head to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, and that's the right call. Enright did get in his landing zone, and, you know, I don't know if it was a matter of Sturts kicking out his legs. We'll get another look at it here.
On the
contest,
hall.
yeah, that is definitely a foul.
It was right in front of the Iowa bench.
Quincy, that's Enright's 4th foul.
And so
we still got 15 minutes left in this game.
Sturts makes the next free throw. Nick Dorn is getting ready to check back in. Nick Dorn started the half for Indiana when they went on that little 9-4 stretch. And now looks like he will get some more playing time as Enright heads to the bench. Sturts has made the second free throw. It's now 46-37 Iowa.
Sturts has got 18.
He averages 17.7 per game. Had 19 against Purdue on Wednesday. Third free throw is good. All 3 makes for Bennett Sturts. A 5-0 run from him just off of free throws. Iowa leads at 47-37. Conaway at the top of the key looks to set up the play for Indiana. Give and go with Tucker DeVries. Conaway with it, left wing, gets a screen from Alexis. He'll drive on the baseline, throws up the layup, and got it with the left hand. Tatum Conaway has been driving with some efficient takes to the lane. He has 14 points. That's the leading scorer for Indiana. They cut the deficit to 8. Combs top of the key against Lamar Wilkerson. Throws it on the wing for the freshman Tate Sage. Now back up top for Cale Combs. Bounce pass into Banks. Goes right through the lane. Nice dump off for Manya, who slams in the dunk.
Iowa spaces the floor. They've done it, especially in the second half. They space the floor so well.
49-39 Hawkeyes. Conaway moves it up across the timeline from left to right. Motions left of center. Up top against Manya. Looking to drive Conaway right past the big fella and lays it in. It's been all Tatum Conaway driving to the bucket today. He's 8 for 11 from the floor. 16 points, and Indiana trails by 8. 13:30 to go in the game. Sturts gives way to Banks, top of the key. Now Cale Combs walks it down to the left wing. Steps back now, feeds Manya on the left elbow. Sturts curling off a screen. Conaway picks him up. 6 to shoot for Iowa. Sturts kicks it, corner, 3 on the way. Cale Combs left it short, high off the rim. Alexis has it. DeVries cross court for Tatum Conaway. Now back to DeVries, who didn't see it till the last second, but puts his hands up and catches the basketball. Now back near midcourt for Tatum Conaway, just right of center. Now Wilkerson near corner. He'll drive, baseline, goes up, doesn't get the layup, gets his own miss. Back up with it, got it and one. Sticking with the play, Lamar Wilkerson cuts the deficit to 6, and he'll have one more free throw.
Big time play from Wilkerson. I was shocked he got that good of a shot attempt to go back up on that second attempt.
Yeah, 2 Iowa Hawkeyes went for the board, Manya and Banks, and no one really picked up Wilkerson when the ball came right to him. Manya will head to the bench in favor of Alvaro Fulgaris for Iowa. Wilkerson at the line. He's 2 for 2 from the stripe today. Misses that one high off the heel, and Fulgaris steps in to grab the miss.
Indiana 2 for 5 from the stripe.
12:45 to go in the game. Indiana trails by 6, 49-43. Into the lane, Combs up top for Banks. Now down low, Combs. Got Wilkerson to jump in the air, beats him, but he fell to the ground. Iowa keeps the possession, 10 to shoot. Sturtz on the right wing. He's looking, guarded by Connerway. Sturtz still with it. Steps back, pulls the three. Leaves it short. Rebound knocked out of bounds. And possession will head to Indiana. DeVries got tangled up with the freshman Tate Sage, but the Hoosiers will have it back.
Indiana did a heck of a job to kind of save a disjointed possession defensively.
12:20 to go, and Connerway walks it up across the timeline. Slowing down the tempo, the Hoosiers are doing. Connerway left wing, up top for Tucker DeVries. Thought about the three, now feeds Connerway. Deep three left wing, no good. Bailey cannot get the rebound. Fulgaris has it for the Hawkeyes. They drop it back for Sturtz, who walks it up into the front court with 12 minutes to go from Assembly Hall. This game has slowed to a crawl pace-wise. Both teams are really trying to slow it down. Sturtz gets a screen from Banks, drives left side of the lane. Connerway guarding him tightly. Now he kicks it to Fulgaris. Sage, Fulgaris top of the key. Looking for Combs, cannot find him. 2 to shoot. Combs with it, midcourt, fires up a prayer, and it doesn't hit the rim. A shot clock violation.
The defense is getting better and better.
The fans are back in this one. 11:33 to go. We'll step aside for just a moment. You've been listening to Indiana basketball on WIUX. 11:33 to go from Assembly Hall. Indiana trailing Iowa 49-43, but they've cut into this deficit a little bit since the halftime break. The Iowa Hawkeyes are struggling shooting in this second half. They're just 3 of 11 from the floor and 0 of 5 from 3.
Yeah, they haven't gotten great looks, and a couple have just not fallen, but mostly Indiana's defense has really taken another level up in this second half. They looked just flat on the defensive side of the ball in that first half. It looks so much better. They're within 6, and now this next segment could be just as big as the last. And they didn't let that segment get out of hand, and now you really got to capitalize.
Tatum Connerway has been continuing to fire on all cylinders since the break. He has 6 points, 3 of 4 shooting from the floor. He leads Indiana's scoring with 16 points. Bennett Sturtz leads all scorers in this one for Iowa with 19 points. Tavion Banks also has 11. Iowa has been making their free throws when they get to the line. They're 12 of 14 from the stripe. Indiana just 2 of 5.
That's not the story of the game, though. I don't think. I mean, it has definitely helped Iowa to get Indiana into foul trouble early in the first half. Indiana's avoided that problem. They only have 1 more foul committed than Iowa does at this point, so much better on that front, and that is going to help them down the stretch.
On the court for Indiana, it's Connerway, Wilkerson, Bailey, DeVries, and Dorn. Connor Enright has been sitting for a long period of time.
He's got 4 fouls.
He has 4 fouls. Nobody else for Indiana really in foul trouble. Connerway has 2. Wilkerson has 2. But Indiana has been chipping away, and hopefully in this next segment they look to tie things up. DeVries will inbound it to Connerway, who's just letting the ball roll, not letting any time come off the clock, still letting it roll. And now he picks it up right at center court on the IU Trident. Wilkerson has it right wing, high post for Reed Bailey. At the top of the key, he's spinning around, looking for a pass. He's guarded tightly by Fulgaris. Now DeVries walks it to the right wing. He'll drive to the free throw line, now kick it. Connerway, he's into the lane. Drop off for Bailey, who goes up, and he got fouled by Fulgaris. So Bailey will head to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, if you're Iowa, you're going to be okay with fouling Reed Bailey. He's missed 2. Got to have these to keep this crowd in this game, because they're not going to be happy if Bailey comes away empty-handed again.
Reed Bailey got the brunt of some boos from IU fans in that first half. First free throw is up, and it's good.
He got the roll off the rim.
Off the front rim, back rim, but it drops. 49-44, the Hawkeyes lead it. Bailey dribbles twice, bends the knees, throws up the shot, and hits it.
Big time.
4-point deficit for Indiana, and the crowd is back on their feet. Sturts, left of center, guarded by Dayton Connerway. He gets a screen from Sage. Sturts curling, now Sage, left wing back to Sturts. Looking for a screen from Fulgaris, but Connerway is all over him. Sturts gets it back, he'll pull the three. Got it! Give and go from Fulgaris. Sturts, ice cold from the left wing.
How about 22 points for Sturts as well? He is on fire. And Connerway is down, oh boy.
Dayton Connerway is on the ground, grimacing in pain
Oof.
and holding his left knee.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like, I think he's just smartening a little bit. He's hobbling off on that left leg. He's not putting any weight on the right leg.
So Connerway jumping to the IU bench on his left leg, not putting any pressure on the right leg.
Now, Enright's got to come back in. That is not a good scene.
You hope the injury is not serious for Dayton Connerway and that he can come back for this game or hopefully be good for the rest of the season.
Looked like, I looked at the TV replay, it was looking like he was trying to fight through a screen to contest the three. He's going to the locker room.
So Enright has it left of center, gives to DeVries. Bounce pass for Bailey. Now Wilkerson right wing. Top of the key, DeVries swings it, Enright. Drives into the lane. Looking for a pass, he finds Wilkerson. Pump fakes. Indiana's got to get a shot up. 2 to shoot. Wilkerson doesn't know it. He throws it up top for Dorn, and it's a shot clock violation. This arena has gone dead silent with Iowa leading by 7, 52-45. Sturts will bring it into the front court for Iowa. Guarded by Wilkerson, top of the key, Sturts drives. Left side of the lane to Sage, now top of the key, Fulgaris. Feeds Sturts again, left wing. Gets to the free throw line. Sage, now Banks. Banks working against Tucker DeVries, dropping it. Fadeaway, jumper, got it.
It's a great shot.
Tavion Banks with the bucket, and Iowa is back up by 9, 54-45.
Banks got 13, Sturts with 22. It's not all just a one-man show with Iowa.
Bounce pass into Bailey for Wilkerson. He goes up, can't finish, but he'll head to the line for 2 more free throws.
Bailey just cannot find a layup to fall.
It was a great feed from Wilkerson, and Bailey just right at the bucket, couldn't quite finish through the contact.
Wow.
But he made his last 2 free throws. He'll try to do the same here. First one is good. Rattles at home again, 54-46.
I got to imagine the focus right now is for everybody to kind of target going at Connor Enright. Iowa's going to want to try and draw a foul out of him and take him out of the game.
Bailey makes his second. IU trails by just 7, 54-47 with 9:35 to go in the game. Then it Sturts slowly into the front court, guarded closely, very tightly by Lamar Wilkerson. Sturts now gets a screen, Enright switches onto him. Sturts drives through the middle, kicks it for Combs. Back up top, Sturts. 12 to shoot for Iowa. Sturts directing traffic. He's got Reed Bailey on him. Now Nick Dorn comes to double. Sturts, fadeaway 3 left wing. Good! Bennett Sturts is on fire today. He has 25 points, and Darren DeVries wants a timeout. This guy cannot miss right now. 7 of 12 from the floor, 3 of 5 from downtown. 9:09 to go. Hawkeyes lead by 10. 9 minutes and 9 seconds to go here from Assembly Hall. The Iowa Hawkeyes lead the Indiana Hoosiers 57-47. Dayton Connerway went to the locker room.
He came back, and now he's going back into the locker room.
Dayton Connerway went to the locker room with a left knee injury. He was grabbing his left knee. Hobbled off on one leg.
Well, he just came back out, and now he's going back in.
Hopefully,
not sure what's going on there.
I doubt we see him for the remainder of this game.
We'll see.
The hope is that he will not have to miss any time with a serious injury. Tucker DeVries into the front court. Bounce pass on the high post for Reed Bailey. Down low, DeVries couldn't handle the pass cleanly, and he got blocked from behind by Banks, but they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, Connerway's just kind of waiting at the entrance to the locker room area. He's just kind of watching. He's standing on his own power. He looks to be fine. They'll get Sturts for his 3rd foul.
I thought it was Banks who caught him from behind, but it was Sturts who caught him in front.
Connerway looks like he's good.
Connerway back on the bench. DeVries misses the first free throw.
Connerway's going to come into the game.
He's getting ready to check in.
Good for him.
And these Assembly Hall fans giving him a warm welcome. He's still sitting at the scorer's table. He has to wait for DeVries' second free throw. It's up and good. Tatum Conaway back into the game on behalf of Tucker DeVries. Connor Enright will stay out there with his 4 fouls. 57-48. Iowa leading Indiana. Bennett Sturtz will walk it across the timeline from right to left. Plays catch with Cale Combs. Sturtz looking down low. Fulgaris into the paint for Banks, and one. Goes up on Conaway through the contact and gets the bucket to fall.
Got to be careful. You can't foul, and if you're going to contact him that much, you really got to make sure you hack him enough so he has no chance to put that bucket home. But Banks is a good enough scorer that he's able to finish with that sort of light contact, and that is the correct call. That is a foul.
The senior from Kansas City, Missouri, shoots 74% from the line, and he rattles the free throw home. Iowa up by 12, their largest lead of the day, 60-48. Conaway will set up the play, feeds it high post for Reed Bailey. Looking for Wilkerson, but Iowa giving him no room. Bailey's still with it. He's got to get rid of it. Up top, he gives it to Connor Enright. 13 to shoot. Enright in the near corner. Wilkerson fires up the 3, rattles out, and Tavion Banks has the board.
Indiana, 26% from 3.
Not ideal from a team that likes to shoot those shots in a high volume. Bennett Sturtz gets a screen, rolls to his left, now steps back, and he'll take some more time off the shot clock. 10 to shoot for the Hawkeyes. Sturtz guarded by Conaway closely near midcourt. He'll drive, looking, right elbow, free throw line, throws up a floater, misses it off the heel. Bailey had the rebound tapped out of his hands, and the foul.
Foul on the floor, yeah.
Looks like the foul will be going against Iowa. Bailey got wrapped around from behind. So 7:55 to go in this one. We'll step aside for immediate timeout. Iowa leads it by 12. Indiana has some work to do. You're listening to Indiana Basketball on 99.1 WIUX. Just under 8 minutes to go here from Assembly Hall, and Indiana has some work to do. They trail the Iowa Hawkeyes by 12, 60-48. Andrew, what does IU need to do to make that happen?
It's tough to tell because Iowa's defense is just playing so well and confusing Indiana, giving them different looks pretty much every time down the floor. At this point, it's just a matter of, I think you got to find ways to work Wilkerson open or trust him to do his own work with the ball and get himself open and get himself good shot opportunities. But he's not shot the ball enough for my liking.
On the floor for Indiana, it's DeVries, Wilkerson, Dorn, Bailey, and Conaway. Bennett Sturtz has been a problem.
He's a stud,
for
man.
Iowa. 25 points, 7 of 13 from the floor, 3 of 5 from deep, 8 for 9 from the free throw stripe.
He's 4 off of his season high, 5 off tying his career high.
Wilkerson will bring the ball up across the timeline. Right of center feeds Bailey in the high post. Wilkerson is trying to get open. DeVries pulls a deep 3 left wing. Misses it off the front iron, and Tavion Banks flies high for the rebound.
I don't dislike the shot choice. I think that's fine to take. You need one of those to fall.
It was an open look, but DeVries just couldn't connect. Cale Combs drives into the lane, and he had it stripped by Conaway. Nice steal there from the former Sun Belt Player of the Year. Down low, the pass went through Reed Bailey's hands and out of bounds.
Wow. He has had a day to forget, and he's going to head to the bench.
Sam Alexis is back in this contest.
Wow.
And Iowa, the tough thing about them is they just use so much time on all their possessions. It's going to be hard to make up 12 points against a team that plays this slow of a pace. Sturtz is guarded very tightly by Wilkerson. He's draped all over him. 14 to shoot for Iowa. Fulgaris, right wing, into the paint, now kicks it. Banks thought about a 3, now he'll drive. On Tucker DeVries gets to the block and scores off the glass.
Well, good job by DeVries to stay down on the shot fake from that left wing, but not much you can do against Banks' scoring ability there.
Hawkeyes lead it by 14, 62-48. Conaway at the top of the key. He's looking to set up a play. Nick Dorn in the near corner. Jab step, drives, baseline. Dorn.
Offensive foul.
Man, Nick Dorn just a little too aggressive there. Battling down low with Alvaro Fulgaris, and they will get the Elon transfer for the offensive foul. So the lead still at 14 for Iowa with just 6:41 to go in this game, and Dorn will head to the bench in favor of Josiah Miles, the first we've seen of him today. Miles hasn't played in a while. He's only played in 11 games this year. Those are the first 11 games, so he is getting thrown into the fire right now. Drive, Sage, got blocked by Connerway, but he commits a foul in the process. So 6:26 to go in this one. That's the 6th foul committed by Indiana. Iowa also has 6, so.
Yeah, neither team with any more to give.
So some bonus free throws will be upcoming. Tate Sage, the true freshman from Weatherford, Oklahoma, will head to the line for 2 shots. He's shooting just 66% on the year, but he hits his first.
And Connerway has 4.
He'll come out in favor of Connor Enright,
who also has 4. And the students are heading for the exits.
Sage hits the second free throw. Iowa leading by 16, 64-48. Enright handoff to Josiah Miles, top of the key, guarded by Tavion Banks. Feeds it to Lamar Wilkerson, right of center. Driving to the left wing, spinning around, guarded by Sturts. Wilkerson into the lane, and he threw it away. Looking for Trent Sisley on the block, but too high over his head. Iowa is just playing their game right now.
Yeah, Indiana just looks lost.
Slowing Indiana down, suffocating them on defense, and using the shot clock and making easy buckets on the offensive end. Combs steps back, feeds Sturts right wing. Lamar Wilkerson is on him. Now Sturts gets a screen. He'll drive on Wilkerson. Now kick it up top for Banks. Back to Sturts. 7 to shoot. Sturts up top. Banks. Top of the key. Thought about a 3. He's working against Trent Sisley. Spinning, throwing up a floater, and he got fouled by Sisley on his way up.
There's no reason for Iowa to use any less than 20 or 25 seconds on a shot clock, and they know that.
It's the way Ben McCollum coached teams play. They're 335th in pace of play, and they love to play that way. Everyone is starting to file out of Assembly Hall now. First free throw is up and good from Tavion Banks. Indiana has not scored in the last 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It's an 8-0 run for Iowa. Banks, second free throw, good. 66-48, Iowa leads it by 18. Enright into the front court. Hands off to Lamar Wilkerson. Now Sisley left of center. And he threw it away, trying to get it to Sam Alexis. Ball is batted out of bounds. They are going to get a foul call on Alvaro Figueres, who was all over Sam Alexis on that one. On the court for Indiana, it's Wilkerson, Josiah Miles, Connor Enright, Trent Sisley, and Sam Alexis.
Josiah Miles hasn't seen the floor in almost a month.
So Alexis is at the line for a 1-and-1. He shoots well for a big man from the line, 82%. Throws up the first and hits it. But yeah, Josiah Miles, the North Florida transfer, played a lot at the start of the year. Appeared in quite a bit of games, not many minutes in those games, but he's a depth guard that is really getting some important playing time now. Alexis hits the second free throw. Indiana down by 16, 66-50. Cale Combs walks it into the front court, finds Alvaro Figueres. Wilkerson is just face guarding Bennett Sturts. He had to save it from getting a backcourt violation, but now Sturts gets it back with 5:10 to go in the game. Sturts kicks it on the wing for Banks. He drives on Sisley. Banks, pump fake, goes up, and he got fouled by Trent Sisley on his way up. 5:05 to go, and Iowa will be shooting some more free throws. They're 89% from the line today, 17 of 19.
I can imagine they're going to take Sisley out. He's got 4 fouls as well.
So 3 players with 4 fouls for Indiana.
That is not good.
Sisley, Enright, and Connerway. Free throw up, free throw good from Banks.
Banks has been at the line plenty today, and he's 7 for 7 as well. Now 8 for 8, excuse me. Iowa shooting 90%. 50-40-90 is that magic number. Iowa's shooting that well as a team. 51.2 from the floor, 41.2 from outside, 90% even at the stripe.
This has been a coaching masterclass from Ben McCollum. Second free throw good from Banks. Iowa leads it 68-50. The starters are back out there for Indiana. Wilkerson, DeVries, Alexis, Enright, and Connerway. It's Connerway with the ball. Throws it into the corner for Enright. He'll drive, kick it to the top of the key. It got batted away by Combs. He's racing into the backcourt with DeVries. But Tucker DeVries has it. 10 to shoot. Up court for Wilkerson, who had it batted out of his hands. 5 to shoot. DeVries drives, throws up a running shot. No good off the glass. High for the rebound, Tavion Banks.
Wow.
4:30 to go, and this game looks to be all Iowa Hawkeyes well on their way to their first road victory of the year and their first quad one victory of the year. Here goes Banks again, but he is double teamed as he goes to the ground, finds Fulgaris at the top. Now down low to Banks, nobody guarded him, and he throws in a dunk.
And that ought to do it.
70-50. And now everybody is heading for the exits here at Assembly Hall. 4 minutes to go. Connerway had his pass tipped by Fulgaris. Gets it back, drives, top of the key, Alexis. Walks it to the right wing, now on the high post for DeVries. Backing it down baseline, and right to Alexis, who slams it home. 70-52, the lead for Iowa. Iowa has made 6 of their last 7 field goals. 3:30 to play, they lead it by 18. Sisley and Miles are getting ready to check back in for Indiana. You could hear a pin drop in this arena. It is that quiet. Sturtz right in front of his bench, walks down to the free throw line, now kicks it Fulgaris. He'll throw up a 3 as the shot clock expires. No good, but Tate Sage has the rebound. Sturtz with it at midcourt, and he is just holding the ball. 10 to shoot for Iowa. Wilkerson all over him, and they'll get him for a foul.
That's Wilkerson's third, not that it really matters.
Final media timeout of this one. Iowa all over Indiana, 70-52. You've been listening to Indiana Basketball, 99.1 WIUX. 70-52, Iowa leading Indiana, and Bennett Sturtz is back at the free throw line for some more foul shots. Iowa outscored Indiana by 10 in that first half. They're outscoring them by 8 in this second half. Andrew, it's been just a complete game for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I mean, they're just playing so well defensively. Indiana needs to get 10 more points to even get to the average that Iowa allows. And Iowa, after allowing 79 points to Purdue, this is a great bounce back for them, and they're going to have a lot of momentum.
Sturtz makes the first. And everyone has cleared out of Assembly
totally
Hall.
Empty.
There's empty seats everywhere.
I mean,
and this is a crushing set of losses for Indiana. Had the big lead against Nebraska, couldn't finish. Was in the game late against Michigan State, couldn't finish. Sturtz makes his second, 72-52. And then today, you know, they were in this one to start this second half, cut the lead to 5, but Iowa with just a dominant stretch to really balloon this lead. And now some subs are in the game. Alexa Riestick is in. He has the ball on the right wing. Feeds Sam Alexis top of the key. Now he finds Josiah Miles. Miles drives, kicks it. Sisley. He'll try a 3 right wing. No good. It's long. Alexis bats the board to the corner. He recollects it. Now Riestick has it back.
This is a season high for Banks as well. He's got 24.
He's been just as good as Sturtz, in my opinion. Enright, top of the key, bounces it into Alexis. Fadeaway jumper, high off the heel, no good. Rebound comes to Cam Manyow. And there's only a couple possessions left in this one before Indiana falls to 12-6 and 3-4 in conference play. Iowa will improve to 13-5 overall and 3-4 in conference play. And for Indiana, the schedule does not get any easier. They are at Michigan on Tuesday, who's ranked in the top 10. Up for the layup, good. Tavion Banks, he has 26 points. Iowa leads it by 22. And then they have Rutgers coming up on the road on Friday. So 2 road games. Indiana will need to pick up a win in at least one of those. Miles is short with the corner 3. Diving for the rebound, Banks couldn't quite save that one. Indiana will keep the possession with 1:30 to go in this one.
Yeah, Michigan playing at Oregon right now. Oregon's 8-9, so that should be a win for the Wolverines on the road. Michigan's ranked 4th, so not sure if they'll be any higher after. They might jump UConn because UConn, yeah, they won, but they only beat Georgetown by 2.
It's tightly packed at the top of those rankings. Miami, Ohio stayed undefeated today with a buzzer beater overtime win, 108-105 over the Buffalo Bulls. Upcoming schedule for Iowa, they have 2 home games against Rutgers and USC coming up. So you'd think Iowa would have a decent chance in those 2 games. Minute 27 to go. Some subs are in for both squads. Enright kicks it. Sisley, far corner, thought about the 3. He'll drive, and he got fouled on his way up by Cooper Koch.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 3 or 4 really tough games left on this schedule for Iowa. I mean, they host Purdue on Valentine's Day in February. Then they'll host Nebraska. You know, they could drop one at Wisconsin. I don't see it happening. Then they host Michigan, and then they go to Nebraska for their last game of the year. So they're set up real well to be in a good position heading into the postseason.
You can't stress enough how great of a performance this is for Iowa after losing their last 3 games. Just domination on the road. Sisley hits both his free throws. Iowa leads at 74-54.
Now, to be fair, 2 of those teams that they lost to were on the road. One was an unranked Minnesota, or rather a ranked Minnesota. Those are tough games to win.
Brendan Howson, newly checked in the game for Iowa, feeds it top of the key for Isaiah Howard. He's working against Miles. Dirk, fadeaway jumper, no good off of 1 leg. And Enright has the rebound. 47 seconds to go. Indiana looking for some last-second buckets. Alexis, top of the key, finds Enright. Back up top, Alexis. Right wing 3, good. Sam Alexis hits the 3. But Indiana struggled from there today. They're just 6 of 23 from downtown. That's 26%. 30 seconds to go in this one. And Iowa looking for one last bucket to take with them on the road. Cycling the ball. Deep 3, Brendan Howson high off the heel. No good. Alexis has the board. 18 seconds for the Hoosiers. Miles will bring it into the front court. At the top of the key, he's looking. Gets a screen from Enright. Step back 3, right wing. No good. Flying in for the rebound, Sisley, but he can't corral it. Brendan Howson has the board, and he will watch the final seconds tick off the clock. The buzzer sounds. Iowa wins it 74-57 over the Indiana Hoosiers. Andrew, this one was ugly for Indiana.
Yeah, it started out rough, got a little better at the end of the first half, and then the second half was just absolutely nothing went right, it seemed like. You look at the scoring breakdown, and, I mean, just that's a tough loss. And Iowa just outplayed Indiana every facet of the game. They got to the line more, shot better, played much better defense. That's the way it goes sometimes. Iowa's a very good team, and that's a tough one to drop.
Your leading scorers, Bennett Sturtz with 27, Tavion Banks with 26. That 2-headed monster was just on fire today. They scored 53 of Iowa's 74 points. Iowa shot 50% from the floor, Indiana 39%. Iowa 37% from 3, Indiana 25%. Iowa 91% from the line, 21 of 23, Indiana just 73%. Iowa had 6 more assists, 1 more rebound, 1 more block, and 1 less turnover. And Indiana is going to need to figure some things out. They have 2 road games upcoming this weekend. The schedule just does not get easy for Indiana. They dropped to 12-6 and in danger of missing the NCAA tournament if the bracket came out today. For Andrew Hillsman, my name is Quincy Bell. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Stay with us throughout the entire season for Indiana basketball on 99.1 WIUX.